Sheila here again in Uptown Martinsville, Just Breathe Yoga and Body Work. This particular class is to help to lift our mood, to get us out of our stinking thinking, to open our heart, not only to ourselves, but to so many different things that are around us. Sometimes at times like these, we can always be in me mode, and we often forget about others that are in need. And then to me, that's depressing. And so I felt like I needed to do something to lift my mood and to get out of stinking thinking. So let's give it a try. Today you'll need, you could have a tie close by or a belt if, for maybe one or two of the poses if you can't interlace the fingers behind the back. And I would suggest possibly 2 blocks if needed. So, and 2 blankets or 2 beach towels. So let's take a comfortable seated posture here. I'm sitting more like Sukhasana, easy cross-legged position. You could sit Virasana, and I'll show that, or you could sit Dandasana, staff pose for your centering practice. So I'm going to sit in Virasana. I'll demo again as I did earlier in one of the sessions. So the block is going to go on the middle height or lower height, and you could even still, you could put 2 blocks together if you have them for more height. And if that doesn't work for you either, then you could just sit in a chair for the centering practice. I'll try to offer some modifications for today's class, but this one is kind of if you want a little bit a stronger practice, okay? But I'll try to give instructions for if you need a chair. So if you would, draw the flesh away from your sitting bones. Root down into the earth, your block, the mat, and lift your spine. Allow your eyes to close and drop your attention inward. How has your mood been lately? Has it been sad, lonely, somewhat depressed? If so, join us for a practice to lift that funk, to get us up and out of the wallowing in the me. Lift your palms together in front of your heart center. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice so that your practice has purpose. My intention is to lift your spirits. Once your intention is set, slowly bow head to heart. Use your imagination. Use your intention. Use your thought processes to move your intention into the heart, from the mind to the heart. And then release your hands down. Gently open your eyes and lift your gaze. Let's take the arms up and overhead. Interlace your fingers. Lift your palms upward. Bow chin to chest. And then separate your hands out to the sides and down. Lift your gaze. I'm a little crooked on the mat. Take a gentle twist to your left. And center, gentle twist to your right. And center and staff pose. Extend the legs forward. We'll do a thigh press, pressing the back of the legs down. Notice I pull my blanket towel closer to me so I can press my fingertips down to assist the lift of the spine. Squeeze and contract your quadriceps, press them down. Release, squeeze, press down, release. And then do it a couple of more times, working at your own pace. And then bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. Let's keep the fingertips behind us today. Press down, lift your chest, open that heart center up. So contract the back of your legs together. Lengthen your inner thighs to your knees. Outer thighs drop towards the floor. Then press the pinky toe sides of the feet together so they open up. Then close the feet. Support the legs, draw them up, extend them out. Press down. Okay, so now we're going to come down into Adho Mukha Virasana. Some people would call it Child's Pose. But Adho Mukha Virasana is with Child's Pose legs. Spine is long, torso is long, but the arms are extended forward. So I'm going to put a blanket down for my knees. You could put your beach towel down. So I'll come to hands and knees. Separate the knees a little wider than hip distance, and then rock your heels back and walk your arms forward. So keep the arms active by pressing your fingers down, palms down. And then with each exhale, possibly descend your heart and head towards the mat. If the head makes it to the mat, great. But continue to work to descend the heart down. Let your hips keep rooting back towards your heels. You need to press down into the mat and push back. Direct the breath into your back body. Now, let's add a little movement by walking the arms over to your right. Have your left hand a little more forward of the right. And then push down and then push your hips back. So you get the opening on your left side ribs. And then we'll walk our hands over back to center, root the hips back, descend the heart down. And then walk your hands over to your left and creep your right fingertips a little more forward at the left. And then as you exhale, push down and push back so that you get the opening on the right side of the body. Keep rooting your right sitting bones back. And then slowly walk your hands forward. And then walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Now, how could you do that if you can't get down onto the floor with your knees? You could sit on a chair facing the wall and then walk your hands over the wall. And then repeat it to the other side. So now I'm going to move my blanket and then come back down onto my back body. So let's extend the legs out to straight. As you inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead, and as you exhale, move the buttocks towards the heels and push out to the 4 points of your feet. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw your right knee to your chest. Keep your left leg active. Left center heel grounding to the floor. As you inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, left knee comes into the chest. Ground the center of your right heel. Inhale, arms overhead, leg out. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, arms overhead, leg out. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, arms overhead, leg out. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, arms overhead, leg out. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, arms overhead, leg out. Legs come together. If you have back issues today, please bend your knees and move from bent knees. Exhale, hug both knees into your chest. Inhale, arms overhead, leg out, legs down. Now let me show the other variation for bent knees.
Bend knees. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, float the feet to the floor, legs out. Let's repeat 2 more. Exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, arms overhead, leg out. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, arms overhead, leg out. Bring your arms out to a T formation. Bend your right knee. Place your right foot on your right thigh. Keep your left leg active. Stay on the center of your left heel. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Right arm is off to the side. Take a breath in to prepare, and as you exhale, gently twist to your left. Let your gaze be out and over your right hand. Let the pinky toe side of your left foot come to the floor. Sometimes you might even have to bring the leg back into the center a little bit. And then inhale, come back to center, extend the right leg out. Bend your left knee. Take your right hand to the outside of the leg. Left arm is off to the side. Exhale, gently twist the torso to your right. And take your gaze over your left hand. Inhale, come back to center. Let's repeat that 2 more times. You twist on your exhalation. Now, what are the actions here? Push through your bottom foot. Lift the bottom of the belly. Draw the belly back to your right. Look over your right hand. Come back to center. Switch sides. Left knee bends. Left foot to the right leg. As you exhale, gently twist to your right. Let your gaze be over your left hand. Come back to center. Let's repeat 1 more time, going to the left. And center. And let's twist right. Look over your left hand. And then come back to center. Let's take another full body stretch. Take the arms up and overhead, extend long through the body. And as you inhale, relax the arms down, bend your knees, and let's roll to the right and push yourself upward. And let's come back into Virasana on the block. Okay, so I'm going to sit sideways for this so that you can see what the arm positions will be doing here. Okay, so draw the buttock flesh away from your sits bones, and then root your shins and tops of the feet down. Lift the bottom of the belly up, sides of the waist up. Bring your arms up shoulder level, and as you inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Now, move the shoulder blades into the body and draw the elbows back. Continue to let the shoulder blades rise up and lift through your fingertips. Let's hold for another breath or 2. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the arms down in front of you. Now, we're going to take the fingers interlocked and behind the back. So take your fingers behind, arms behind you, interlace your fingers. Let's put the right index finger on top and hug it in as close to the webbing as your hand as you possibly can. And then as you inhale, I want you to root your knuckle mounds down towards the floor and lift your chest. And then as you exhale, settle in. So feel your shoulder blades drawing towards each other and into the body. And you can possibly look up a little bit with more lifting of the chin versus dropping the head back. And then slowly bring the head back to neutral. And then let's release that and switch the interlace. So you have the left index finger on top this time. Move the knuckle mounds down towards the floor. Lift your chest. And then lift your chin. Feel the openness across the front body. Shoulder blades moving in towards each other. Shoulder blades moving into the back. And bottom of the belly is lifted to support the spine. And then bring the head back to neutral, release. Interlace the right fingers on top again. Move the knuckles down towards the floor. Can you lift your arms away from the body any amount? Now, if the head of the arm bone begins to round, back out a little bit so it stays up and back. So root your sitting bones, lift your belly. Lift the sides of the waist. Lift the armpit chest up. And then slowly bring the hands back in towards the back body. Bend your elbows out to the side. Spin your palms down. Oh, lift the chest. And then release. Switch the opposite interlace. Move the knuckle mounds down towards the floor. Lift the arms away from the back body. Again, root your sitting bones. Lift your belly. Lift the sides of the waist. Lift your chest. Lift your chin. And then level the chin. Lower the arms back down. Bend your elbows out to the side. Spin your palms down towards the floor. And then release. Bring your arms forward again. Interlace your fingers, right index finger on top. Spin the palms forward. And as you inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. So here, root your sitting bones. Lift the sides of your waist. Let your shoulder blades rise. Inner elbows hug in. Knuckle mounds lift. Bow chin to chest. Release your hands out to the sides and down. Lift your gaze. Bring your arms forward again. Switch the interlace. It won't feel comfortable. Spin the palms forward. As you inhale, lift the palms upward towards the ceiling. Root your sitting bones. Lift the sides of the waist. Let your shoulder blades rise. Inner elbows hug in. Knuckle mounds lift. Chin bows towards the chest. And separate your arms out to the sides and down. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. Feel that warmth in the shoulders, that chest lifting. So now, if you want, you can put the blanket back down for the knees. You really won't be there for a long period of time. But I'll demo the little vinyasa. Okay? So we will start back in that Adho Mukha Virasana position. And then as I inhale, I want to lift my hips up, tuck my toes under, and as I exhale, I want to rock my hips back and into downward facing dog. And as I inhale, I want to drop my knees down. And as you exhale, drop your hips back. Adho Mukha Virasana. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, tuck your toes under, lift into Adho Mukha Svanasana. As you inhale, drop your knees down. As you exhale, take your hips back. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. As you inhale, drop your knees down. As you exhale, Adho Mukha Virasana. As you inhale, come up. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. As you inhale, drop your knees down. As you exhale, Adho Mukha Virasana. Let's do one more. Inhale up. Exhale back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And come down. Exhale back. And now let's come back up into the last one, downward facing dog. Okay? Now in downward facing dog, a lot of people like to shove their heels towards the floor. That's a lovely stretch, but it curls my buttock bones towards the floor. So I want to be high onto my toes. So let's go back to the hands. Ground your hands, press the knuckle mounds down, press into the floor to push the spine back, spread the shoulder blades wide, wrap the outer armpit chest towards the floor, lift your belly, lift your hips, spin your inner thigh bones in and back. So a lot of downward facing dogs today. As you inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, make your way forward to Uttanasana. So what if you cannot get fingertips to the floor? Well, we have a block. You can bring your palms to the block. Yes, palms to the block. Now bend your knees, extend your arms forward in front of you, and as you inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Tall mountain arms. And as you exhale, bring your palms together and right down in front of your heart center. Now, I gotta move my mat a little closer to the wall. I'm cutting some of the body out. Okay, alrighty. So let's see where we go. So, in Tadasana, mountain pose, ground the 4 points of your feet. Lift your thigh muscles up, lift your belly up, lift your chest. And let's take the hands behind the back again and interlace the fingers, right index finger on top. Root the knuckle mounds of the hands down towards the floor as you lift the side of the armpit, chest up, and your chest up. And lift your chin. Feel your shoulder blades draw towards each other and pin into the upper back ribs. And then level the head. Release the arms. Take a shoulder roll if you need to. We'll do the other side. Interlace the fingers. So Tadasana action in feet and legs and the bottom of the belly. So move the knuckle mounds down. Lift your armpit chest up. Lift the breastbone up. Lift your chin and keep the bottom of the belly lifted to support the back. And then level the chin. Release the arms. Take a shoulder roll. Now we're going to do this and float the arms up and away from the back body. Okay? So, Tadasana. We'll add a couple of other poses in with it. Tadasana. So ground your feet, firm your thighs, lift your belly, move the knuckle mounds down towards the floor, and then begin to lift the arms away from the back. Yes, so now we might need to take our stance a little wider for this one, but I want you to, on your exhale, hinge from your hips forward into Ardha Uttanasana. So the arms are lifting away from the back, but so is the chin lifting away from the floor. Shoulder blades draw in. Shoulder blades pin in. Heart still lifted. On your exhale, maybe bow towards the floor. Lift the arms upward to the ceiling. Let your head hang for now. But you can also lift the chin away from the chest. And then float your arms back down, bend your knees, and inhale up you come. So let's do the other interlace. Left finger interlaces. Move the knuckle mounds down towards the floor. Lift the arms away. So again, strong legs. Hinge from your hips forward. Ardha Uttanasana. So it's a flat back. Extend the chin forward. Keep the arms lifted. And then possibly as you exhale, bow forward. Lift the arms up and overhead. Let the head hang for now for a moment. And then lift, head away from the chest. Notice how that changes something in your pose. Are you breathing? And then lower the arms to the back body. Bend your knees and inhale up your calm. And take a moment to stand in Tadasana and feel. So now let's have blocks handy just in case we need them. Okay. So I imagine we'll all use them for the lunge. Okay? So let's stand Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring your palms together in front of your heart center. And as you inhale, follow your thumbs upward towards the ceiling. Root your heels and send the pelvis forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Keep a flat back, bow forward into Uttanasana. So what happens if your hands don't come to the floor? Flat. Then you bring the floor to you with blocks. Nice big opening. Now I can lift my chin away from the chest. Now, I'm going to roll my blocks off to the side. I'll have to bend my knees just a little bit so I can place my hands beside my feet. And then step back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, so in just a moment when triangle pose takes place, my back will be to you, and I apologize for that. Okay. So again, press your hands down, lift the spine up and away from the hands, spin the inner thighs in and back. Take a breath, full exhale. Inhale, look forward, lift high up onto your toes, step your right foot forward, bring your blocks into play. High lunge, okay? So in the high lunge, we're rooting the back heel away from the front heel. Lift the bottom of your belly, extend your spine long. Now let's turn our block up onto its highest level, and then pivot your back heel to the floor, straighten your front leg. So we're going to set up for Trikonasana. So I've got the right hand on the block. I'm going to roll the shoulders open. And now I'm going to set up the back arm for like Shalabhasana arms. So pin the shoulder blades to your upper back ribs. Now press your feet down, lift your thighs, lift your belly, lengthen the sides of the way so you're equally long. And then spin the palm to face the wall. And then take your left arm up, right in line with the shoulder. Some of you could use the block lower. Now, to come down, let's take the left hand and spin it in the body towards the floor and back into our high lunge. Woohoo! Okay, set the blocks off to the side. Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay? Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot forward. Get your blocks if you need them. High lunge. Push the back heel away from the front foot. Lift the bottom of the belly. Keep your chest lifted, gaze forward. Then spin your right heel towards the floor, straighten the front leg. Okay, I'm not going to be using the block that's under my right hand, but I want to open up my chest. Okay, now take your left arm back and behind you so that you feel the shoulder blade, right shoulder blade, pinning to the upper back ribs. Keep pressing down into the floor with your feet. Firm your thighs, lift your belly, and then spin your palm so it faces forward, and then raise the arm up in line with the shoulder. constantly be checking in with your actions. Now let's spin the torso back down towards the floor. High lunge with the left foot forward. Okay. So now we'll add on in just a moment, but it'll be more like warrior two legs. Okay. So let's set the blocks off to the side and step back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remember, when I do it to my right, my back will be to you. My apologies. As you inhale, look forward. Lift high onto your hips, step your right foot forward, spin your left leg down. And then inhale, lift up. Let's start with straight legs. Take the arms up and overhead. Okay, so I'm rechecking to make sure that my front heel, my back arch are lined up. Arms lifted. Okay. So on the exhalation, I want to bend my knees, my front knee, towards a 90-degree angle, and then bring my arms out to shoulder level. Okay, so lift the inner armpit chest up, and then take the hands behind the back. Interlace the knuckles. I have the right on top. Move the knuckle mounds down. Lift the chest. So press your feet into the floor, firm your thighs, lift your belly, lift your chest. Can you lift the arms away from the body? And then float the arms back up, straighten the front leg, windmill the body back and around, step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot forward, spin your right leg down. Inhale, sweep up. Virabhadrasana 2. Take your arms up and overhead, straighten your front leg. So lift the armpit chest up. Press into your back leg. As you exhale, bend your front knee towards 90 degrees. Lower the arms down, shoulder level, spin your palms down, and then take the hands behind the back. Move the knuckles down towards the floor. Can you lift the arms up and away from the body to open the chest? Lift the arms shoulder level. Virabhadrasana 2. Spin the back arm down towards the floor. Take your downward facing dog. Yes. This is your resting pose. Inhaling, look forward. Exhaling, step your right foot forward, but spin your back leg down. And then bring hands to hips. For Virabhadrasana 1, so for some of us, this can be a challenging pose, and we might need to step the leg off to the side. That's okay. Okay? But hands to hips for now. Exhale, bend your front knee. So the knee and the ankle stack over top of each other, and then strongly push into that back leg. Try to spin the hip points forward, especially if you're a beginner. And then rather than having the arms up today, let's have the hands behind the back. Interlace the right finger first. Move the knuckles down towards the floor. Lift the arms away. Lift your chest. And then release the arms, sweep them up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, bow forward. Back to your lunge. Step that right foot back. Take a breather here. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot forward. Spin your right foot down towards the floor. Hands to hips. And again, if your balance is off, step your right foot to the side. Press your front foot down. Push through your back heel. Take the hands behind the back. Left finger interlaces on top. Move the knuckles down towards the floor. Lift your belly. Lift your arms. And then sweep the arms up and overhead. Virabhadrasana 1. Slowly float the hands back down to the floor for your high lunge. Step your left foot back. And then inhale, look forward. Step your right foot forward to your lunge again. You can use blocks if you need them. Parvottanasana is the next pose. So you might have to step your back leg in just a little bit in order to make this happen. But then bring hands to hips, rise up. And you might need to even step your foot off to the side if your balance is off. So take the hands behind your back. Move the knuckles down towards the floor. So connect back in with your feet. Press your feet down. Firm your thighs. Lift your belly. Lift your arms. Keeping both hip points forward. Can you bow forward into a flat back? Looking up. And then slowly lift your chest. Bend your front knee. Bow forward, find your blocks. Step back, dog pose. You might have to reposition your feet here. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot forward. Find your blocks for your lunge if you need it. Step the back leg in, straighten the front leg. Lift up nice and tall. Okay, take the hands behind you. Opposite inner legs. Move the knuckles down towards the floor. Lift your chest. Push into your back heel. Push into your front big toe mound. Lift the arms away from the back body and hinge from your hips forward. Flat back. Keep the arms moving back. Keep the chin lifting away from the chest. Release your hands. Find your blocks. Use them if you need to. Step back. Downward facing dog. And then let's drop knees to the floor. Let's take a Adho Mukha Virasana. And I want to show a modified version of what's next. Okay, so we'll do 3, maybe 6. Yeah. So from our dog pose, this is the modified variation. The knees drop towards the floor, the shoulders pull over the wrist, and the hips drop down. So a modified cobra. Then you'd rock back and lift back into dog pose. And then for those who wish, you would do Adho Mukha Svanasana to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Now, what are the actions in Urdhva Mukha? So press the tops of the feet down, engage your thighs, lift your inner thighs up, lift your belly, pull your chest through your arms. Exhale back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale forward, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale forward, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back. Adho Mukha, Urdhva Mukha. And you don't have to flip your feet. Just keep your legs strong. Let's do one more. And then drop your knees to the floor. Rock your hips back. Lovely. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself upward. And let's look at a little easy back bend that's doable for everybody. So I'm going to put my block on the middle level, and that's going to go directly between the shoulder blades. And then this one is for my head, okay? So, from bent knees, I'm going to lift my chest And then journey back. Well, that's going to land right in my kidneys, and I don't want that. I want it in my shoulder blades. And then drop my head back. Okay, now this can be done on a taller height, but I wanted to give a version that was pretty doable for everybody, and you can also turn the block down one if needed. But if you turn the middle block down, the one between your shoulder blades, you got to turn the top one down. Now, slowly extend your legs out to straight. Keep your legs active, but add your arms up, and then sweep your arms up and over. Oh, doesn't that feel lovely? So feet active, thighs active, pressing down, bottom of the belly lifts. So you can stay here 6 to 9 breaths, but I'm going to come out and show a different, maybe that doesn't work for you, but you still want a little bit of a back bend. So you can take your blanket, your beach towel, and roll it up into a firm roll. And you put the back of a heart right there over the roll. Head drops to the floor. Legs extend out. And then you still take the arms up, sweep them overhead so that you get full length in the body. And you'd hold for 6 to 9 breaths. Now I've only been here for about 3, but I'm going to come out, so I'm bring my arms back out to a T formation, bend the knees, and then roll to the side to push yourself upward. So we have another pose. I'll show a setup for it to begin with. Okay, so I'm going to use my blocks behind me here. So this is what you would practice if for some reason the next pose is just too much for your body. So I have a bend in the elbows. I have the fingertips pointing towards my pelvis. My legs are active and grounding, and then I want to lift my chest, trying to straighten my elbows. Now it's not quite working for me there, so I can go to the floor. So elbows are bent, and then lift my chest up to get the straight arms. So that's the option for what's next. Okay, so bring your blocks back onto the mat. It's Purdhva Tanasana. Okay, so now I have my hands on my blocks. My elbows are bent to begin with. I want to ground my heels into the floor, press my hands into the blocks, and inhale, lift up. And then exhale, I can come down. Let's try it again. Press your heels into the floor, hands into the blocks. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, come down. We'll do one more, and then we'll probably be getting ready for Shavasana. So press your hands down, press your heels down, lift your chest, lift up. And then slowly lower down. So let's see. Not quite there. So let's finish. So I'll set my blocks off to the side. So some of you know this as bridge pose. It's also called Chatuspadasana. So the feet I can touch my fingertips with my heels. So I think that's a pretty good distance, but if you can't do that, that's okay. So I'm going to press my palms down and shoulder blades down, feet down. And as I inhale, I want to lift my hips up. Now, please don't turn your head in this. And then slowly lower down. And press your feet down, shoulder blades down, arms down, lift up. Now, there is contraction in the glutes, but not a clenching. And then slowly come down. And one more time, inhale, lift up. Roll the right shoulder under, roll the left shoulder under, interlace your hands. We've done this the whole practice. Press your arms down, lift your hips up. Move the knees away from the hips. Now to come out, we'll release the hands, unroll the shoulders, and come down. So a little bit of core work here. I'm going to show a modified version of this. You can keep left knee bent, right leg will lift to straight, arms will be overhead. That could be your modified variation. Then when we switch legs, your right knee will stay bent, your left leg will lift. Okay? So both legs are lifted. Arms are overhead if that's doable for you. If not, hold on to your sticky mat. Keep your left leg lifted. Lower your right leg out. Let it hover over the floor. And then meet the right leg to the left. Left leg lowers. Meet the legs together. Right leg lowers. Push the feet away from the pelvis as you extend the arms away from the pelvis. Right leg lifts. Left leg lowers. Push the feet away from the pelvis as you move your fingertips away from the body. Right leg lifts. Now bend the knees, float the feet to the floor. Know that you can continue on with as many as you wish. But for sake of time for the video, I'm going to stop it right there. And we will set up for Shavasana. Okay. So I'm going to use a half-fold blanket. Oh, my other blanket's way over here. Whoops. And then I want to take another T-fold blanket and make it there for a pillow. So I'm going to let my spine be right down the center of the third fold. Let this support my head. I'm going to separate my feet as wide as my sticky mat, and then just gently let your legs rock a little bit from side to side. So it's not a twist. It's just letting the legs shift from side to side. And after about 3, walk your feet into your midline and extend your legs out. Let your arms be down by your side. Notice that the blanket support gives a little bit more of a lift to your heart. So let the legs kind of splay out. Relax the body flesh. Allow the props to receive your body. Relax across the chest and into each of the arms. Relax the face, the jaw, the mouth, the lips, the eyes. please know you can stay here longer if you wish. But gently bend your knees one at a time. Slowly sway knees from side to side again. And then gently roll over onto your right side, pausing on the right side for several breaths. And use your left hand, your right forearm to gently push yourself upward, and then slide your blankets back so that you can take a comfortable seat. So, in closing, please bring your hands together in front of your heart center. I'm going to share the meaning of Namaste with each of you. So, my soul honors your soul. I honor the place in where the entire universe resides. I honor the light, love, truth, beauty, and peace within you, because it is also within me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are the same. We are one. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. I truly hope these videos are being of most benefit to you. If there's anything in particular that you would like one done for, please share with me so that I can put some classes together to help to meet your needs. Thank you so much. See you soon.